everyone. This is our presentation for Social Data Mining Techniques, assignment number 3. The topic for the assignment is Sentiment Analysis on the US Elections. This report focuses on the sentiment analysis based on the key elements during the US presidential elections 2020. This was the most awaited event of the year 2020. The report consists fetching data from different news channels, the channel RSS, and the URL feed to perform sentiment analysis and to do the visualization on the analysis in order to show that which news channel is biased. Introducing our team to you, Monal Modi and Ashish Pandey are the developers, Sonali Jain is the data analyst, Sudeepa Nag and Dipali Sharma are the business analyst for this project. The tools and technologies we have used are TextBlock, Spider, Power BI, RSS, Flask, MongoDB, Python, HTML, and CSS. The programming language used is Python, and the IDE used for developing the scripts is Spider. MongoDB is used to store the fetch data into the cloud storage. Flask is used to develop the front end of the project. TextBlock is a library which is used for processing the textual data. Power BI is the business analyst tool which we have used for the visualization. HTML and CSS is used for the beautification of the front end development, and RSS is the user subscribe to feed either by entering a feed's URL into the reader or by clicking on the browser's feed icon. The workflow for this assignment is to find the data source, which we have used RSS feed and URL to gather the data. The second step is to fetch the data from the API. Here we have used Python for scripting and did the sentiment analysis to fetch the data from the RSS and URL. The third step is cloud data storage, where we have used the MongoDB cloud to store the data. The fourth step is the visualization, where comes the role of the Power BI to create the visualization based on the sentiment analysis. And fifth step is developing the web application, where we have used Flask for front end and HTML and CSS to develop the front end for the Flask.
Hello everyone, I'm Sudeepa Nag, the business analyst of the team. Here are the snippets of the data on the website. We have stored the data on the tabular form and we can see the multiple columns and the sentiment of the final analysis. These are the snippet of the data slate URL that we have fetched. CBS is the second URL we have used. Third URL used is of CNBC and the fourth URL is of WT. Now I'll show you the source of all these URL. So the first URL is of the link data and we have fetched this using Python to scrape the data. So I have already opened all the URLs. So this is the link of the Guardian data. The second link is of CBS News. The third link is of the CNBC News. This is the link for the CNBC News. The fourth link is for the Washington newspaper. And the fifth data is for the slate.com. So these are in the RSS feed, which is an XML format from where we will scrape the title description link and the published date. The reason that we have selected all these channels is because they all have different opinions on political topics.
Yeah, so basically there are three parts of the code. The first is the code for scraping, then there's the code for sentiment analysis, and then there's the code for storing the data in cloud storage, that is MongoDB. I'll take you to the code that we have. So basically we've used Python and we've used Flask to render our template, and so basically this is the URL from where we get the feeds. This is the RSS of the Guardian. Then we use Beautiful Soup to get the content from XML. So for each article in the XML file. We take out the title, a description, link, publish date. Then we save the title and we do sentiment analysis on the title. So basically we've given the polarity. If the value of polarity is less than 0, it will be negative sentiment. If it's greater than 0, it will be positive sentiment, and else it will be neutral. Then we save the sentiment as guardian sentiment, and these are our keywords. They are Joe Biden or Biden, Trump, Donald Trump, Democrats or Republican, US election. That because our topic revolves around the US election and the sentiment of different newspapers. So here we search for all these terms in the description and title of the Guardian. Then we append all the articles that include the search terms into Guardian articles, and then we store it in a data frame. These are the column names that we've given. These are all the columns. Then we insert all the data frame articles into the MongoDB. The connection for MongoDB is given here. We have a database that's news, and then we create different tables like Guardian articles, CBS articles, etc. So then we also store it to a CSV, and then we render the template guardian.html. I'll just show that. I'll run the program, and here the program is now running, and we take a new tab, Guardian. Store the data here the same way we have for CBS. As you can see, WT. So here we have the code for CBS, CNBC, Washington Times, Slate, and Economist all follow the same pattern. We first scrape for using Beautiful Soup, then we do the sentiment analysis, and then we add it to a data frame and finally push it to the MongoDB. Thank you.
Thank you, Monal. So, hi, my name is Sonali Jain and I'm the data analyst for this project. So, we have used MongoDB as our storage, and we are storing all the articles in MongoDB. After scraping and performing the sentiment analysis, we have stored all the data to the MongoDB storage. Here is the snippet of the database where we have the news table and we have different articles named as CBS, CNBC and etc. So this is the live demo of our database. Here, as you can see, we have the news table. In that we have different articles as CBC, CNBC and everything. So if I click on CBC articles, just a second. Yeah, you can see here the description and the date and the link of that article. Also, if I click on the Guardian articles, we can see the different type of data into that is Guardian date, link and everything. We have also created the SharePoint for our project named as Assignment 2 for Social Data Mining Sentiment Analysis. In this we have uploaded different documents of our project. We have created 3 folders, such as one is code, second is data files and third is visualization. In the code we have all the scraping and sentiment analysis files of the project. In the data files we have uploaded the source code of the project, and in the visualization we have all the Power BI files. So in the code, if we open, we have all the static and template files of the project. If we go to the data files, we have all the we have all the files such as the source code for the project. And if we go to the visualization, we have the sentiment and analysis, the Power BI file of the project. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Pandey and I'm the data analyst and the developer of this group. So after scraping the data and performing sentiment analysis on the data, we have successfully stored the data into the MongoDB. Now it's time to make sense out of this data. So the best way to make the sense out of the data is to make visualizations on that. And for making visualizations, we have used Power BI, which is the business intelligence tool by Microsoft. And so here is the snippet of our first visualization of the sentiment analysis of the US elections. So here is this snippet. And we have created one more visualization out of the source data. So here is the one. Okay, so in order to connect the MongoDB database into the Power BI, we have used MongoDB Power BI connector. So I'll show you the URL of the connector. So yeah, we have successfully find out the MongoDB connector for the Power BI, and using this we have successfully connected the MongoDB into the Power BI. So yeah, after loading the database tables into the Power BI, we are ready to make the visualizations. So here are the 6 different articles or 6 different news channels which we have used for the analysis, and here are the 6 different kind of tables. It depends on the news channels. So we have CBS articles, CNBC, Economist, Guardian, Slate, and Washington Times. So yeah, here is the visualization, and I'll give you a brief explanation about that. So for the Economist, the sentiment of the people, the sentiment of the Economist news channel for the US elections is neutral, and most of the people are most of the articles are neutral for the Economist, and we have almost similar trends for the positive and negative. For the Slate, slates are neutral on the US elections, based on both the parties, which is leftist and rightist. And for CNBC, they were half positive, and and then after that neutral and then negative. For Guardians, they are equally positive and neutral for the elections, and only 16% of the data is for negative. And for the Washington Times, 60%, almost 55.56% articles were neutral, and 22.22% of the articles were positive. And for the CBS, there were no negative articles about the elections, and only 28.57% for the positive. And that's it for the first visualization. So here is the next visualization of that elections. So we have deferred the we have make differentiation between on the basis of the sentiment, which is neutral, positive, and negative. So according to the analysis, Slate has the least number of the negatives count of the sentiment, which is 96, and the Economist and the Washington Times, they were equally they were equal on the both the side, that is leftist and the right side, and for the Guardians, and for the positive, CBS, Guardian, and the CNBC, they were positive for the US elections which were happened. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much, guys, for